More than a quarter-century after her marriage to Donald Trump broke up, Ivana says she doesn't miss a thing. Ivana Trump's final marriage was fraught with unexpected twists and profound heartbreak. In the months leading up to her own passing, Ivana was mourning the recent and sudden death of her last husband. The tragic details of their relationship and his untimely demise are heart-wrenching. Here's everything you need to know about Ivana Trump's last marriage and the sorrow that enveloped its final days. Early life. Ivana Marie Zelnova was born on February 20th, 1949, in Gottwaldov, Czechoslovakia, now known as Zlín, Czech Republic. Her father, Milo Zelek, was an electrical engineer, and her mother, Marie Frankova, worked as a telephone operator raised in a Catholic household. Ivana's early life was grounded in family and faith. From a young age, Ivana displayed exceptional skiing abilities. Encouraged by her father, she began skiing at the age of 4 and quickly honed her skills. Her talent earned her a spot on the junior national ski team, which allowed her to travel beyond the Soviet era, communist boundaries of her homeland. Ivana's skiing prowess provided her with opportunities that few in Czechoslovakia could dream of. These experiences not only expanded her horizons, but also laid the foundation for her future endeavors. She attended Charles University in Prague, where she earned a master's degree in physical education in 1972 during her university years. Ivana also made an appearance on Czechoslovak television in the children's series Pantau in 1970. In 1988, Ivana told journalists that she had been selected as an alternate for the Czech-Slovak ski team during the 1972 Winter Olympics, specializing in downhill and slalom. However, Peter Pomezny, Secretary General of the Czech-Slovak Olympic Committee, later denied this claim, stating that no record of her involvement could be found in 2021. Snopes reported that Czechoslovakia had not sent women alpine skiers to the 1972 Winter Olympics, casting further doubt on Ivana's claim. First marriage in 1971, Ivana married Alfred Winkelmeyer, an Austrian ski instructor and her platonic friend. This strategic marriage was a means for Ivana to obtain Austrian citizenship, allowing her to leave Czechoslovakia without defecting and retain the right to visit her parents, as Ivana Winkelmeyer. She received her Austrian passport in March 1972. The following year, she obtained an absentee divorce from Winkelmeyer in Los Angeles, California, where he had moved to teach skiing. Ivana's move to Canada marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life. She was romantically involved with George Stalel, a lyricist and playwright who tragically died in a car accident. In 1973, following Stalel's death, Ivana moved to Canada to live with George Srivakova, whom she had dated since 1967. Srivavka, who had defected to Canada in 1971, owned a ski boutique in Montreal. Although Ivana claimed they were married, the two never wed in Canada. Ivana worked as a ski instructor and a model. She lived in Montreal for 2 years, during which she took night courses at McGill University. To improve her English modeling was a job for her. Not a career, her modeling clients included Eaton's department store and fashion designer Oki Sayeft. She also did promotional work for the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. Her early life and education laid the groundwork for the remarkable path she would eventually take, leading to her high-profile marriage to Donald Trump, and her influential role in the business and fashion worlds. Met Donald Trump in 1976. Ivana met Donald Trump at that time. Ivana was living in Montreal, working as a model and ski instructor. She had emigrated to Canada from Czechoslovakia during a modeling job in New York City. Ivana caught Donald's eye, dining with fellow models. Donald ensured they were seated at the best table and joined them, Ivana recalled in her memoir, Raising Trump. How Donald approached her with polite small talk. He was not overly flirtatious, and she appreciated his gentlemanly demeanor. Ivana was casually seeing someone in Montreal and was not looking for a relationship, but Donald's persistence won her over. He sent her 100 roses, treated her to lavish meals, and kept in regular contact. Even after she returned to Montreal, he continued to call her every other day for 3 months. His grand gesture included surprising her by attending one of her runway shows in Canada. Their relationship deepened. Around Christmas, Donald invited Ivana to Aspen for a vacation, which became a turning point. They had a romantic time together, and on New Year's Eve, Donald boldly declared, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Despite their short courtship, Ivana was charmed by Donald's passion and agreed to marry him, marriage with Donald Trump that they married on April 9th, 1977, in a lavish ceremony at Marble Collegiate Church in New York City. Their honeymoon in Mexico brought an unexpected surprise. Ivana discovered she was pregnant with their first child on December 31st, 1977. Ivana gave birth to their eldest son, Donald Jr. They had 2 more children, Ivanka in 1981 and Eric in 1984. During their marriage, Ivana and Donald were not just partners in life, but also in business. Donald appointed Ivana as the Vice President of Interior Design at the Commodore Hotel, which he was transforming into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Ivana's design skills were crucial to the project's success. She continued to play a vital role in Donald's real estate empire, working on projects like Trump Tower and the Trump Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City. She also became the president of the Plaza Hotel. Ivana's portrayal in the 2018 Netflix documentary miniseries, Trump: An American Dream, highlights her as a charismatic, hard-working career woman. She was a partner who stood by Donald's side, challenged him, and contributed significantly to his endeavors, divorced from Donald Trump. However, their seemingly solid partnership hit a rocky patch over Christmas in 1989, while vacationing in Aspen. Ivana encountered Donald's mistress, Marla Maples. In shock, Ivana faced Maples, who declared her love for Donald. Ivana later recounted this encounter, saying this young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, "I'm Marla, and I love your husband." "Do you," I said, "get lost?" "I love my husband." This confrontation became public, with witnesses seeing them argue, and it quickly became tabloid fodder. The fallout was swift. Ivana and Donald's marriage began to unravel under the public and personal pressure. Despite efforts to maintain normalcy for their children, their relationship was irreparably damaged by February 1990. The tensions between Ivana and Donald Trump reached a boiling point. Donald locked Ivana out of her office at the Plaza Hotel, igniting a legal battle over their prenuptial agreements. Amidst this marital strife, tragedy struck in October 1990 when Ivana's father, Milos Zelnacek, suddenly passed away at the age of 63. The revelation that Milos had been an informant for Czechoslovakia's intelligence service added complexity to the family's grief. Despite their impending divorce and personal turmoil, Donald stood by Ivana's side, offering support during her time of loss. The highly publicized divorce captured global attention. Ivana's accusations of rape and abuse against Donald, detailed in court depositions, intensified the public spectacle. The media frenzy was relentless. Meanwhile, Ivana's past also caught up with her on February 14th, 1989. FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., recommended a preliminary inquiry into Trump's connections to Czechoslovakia. based on information from a confidential source. The inquiry was initiated by the FBI New York field office the following week, and is reported to have spanned at least 2 years. In March 2023, it was revealed that Ivana was investigated by the FBI's Counterintelligence Division into allegations connected to her native Czechoslovakia. This revelation added another layer of intrigue to an already tumultuous period in her life. In the end, Ivana walked away with a substantial settlement. She received $14 million, $650,000 per year, in child support their Connecticut home, a flat in Trump Tower, and 1 month a year at the Mar-a-Lago estate. Despite the fiery end to their marriage, Ivana and Donald eventually found common ground. As co-parents, they prioritized their children and maintained an amicable relationship. Their commitment to co-parenting was evident when Ivana attended Donald's presidential inauguration in 2017. This public appearance showcased their ability to set aside personal grievances for family unity. Despite past conflicts, Donald valued Ivana's perspective and respected her opinions, often seeking her counsel during his presidency. Former White House aide, Omarosa Manigault. Newman highlighted this continued bond, revealing Donald's frequent reliance on Ivana's insights. Marla Maples, Donald's second wife, expressed sadness over the lingering animosity between her and Ivana. She hoped for Ivana's forgiveness, emphasizing her love for Ivana's children and her desire for peace. Marla, who shares a daughter, Tiffany with Donald, maintained a close relationship with her stepchildren, ensuring that Tiffany saw them as family. Donald's tribute to Ivana after her death described her as a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led an inspirational life. This acknowledgement underscored the enduring bond they shared. Transcending past challenges, Ivana's life, marked by its highs and lows, remains a testament to her resilience and strength, despite the many obstacles she faced. Her story is one of survival, adaptation, and enduring legacy. Career after her high-profile divorce from Donald Trump. Ivana Trump channeled her energy into building her own brand. She developed lines of clothing, fashion, jewelry, and beauty products that she sold through television shopping channels, like the Home Shopping Network and QVC London. In 1995, she launched the House of Ivana, a fashion and fragrance company, with a showroom on Park Avenue in New York City. Her business acumen shone through as she capitalized on her name and image. By 1998, Ivana had expanded her business interests to Croatia, a country she held dear as a frequent vacation spot for her parents. She acquired a 33% stake in Polo Plus, 10 Croatia's second-largest daily newspaper. This move highlighted her willingness to venture into diverse industries from fashion to media. Not all her business ventures were successful. The Ivana-branded Bentley Bay development in Miami, Florida, filed for bankruptcy in 2004. The following year, she was involved in several proposed condominium projects, including the ambitious but never-built Ivana Las Vegas. These setbacks didn't deter her entrepreneurial spirit. In 2010, Ivana found herself in a legal battle with the Finnish fashion company, Ivana Helsinki. She accused the company of selling women's clothing that used her name without permission. This lawsuit underscored her determination to protect her brand and reputation. Ivana also made her mark as an author. She wrote several books, starting with For Love Alone in 1992 and Free to Love in 1993. In 1995, she penned a self-help book, The Best Is Yet to Come, coping with divorce and enjoying life again. Her writing extended beyond books, from June 1995 to January 2010. She wrote an advice column about love and Life for Globe, titled Ask Ivana. She even launched her own lifestyle magazine, Ivana's Living in Style, in February 1999, and contributed an advice column to Divorce magazine. In 2001, in 2017, Ivana released her autobiography, Raising Trump, which provided insights into her upbringing and the early years of raising her children with Donald Trump. This book added a personal touch to her public persona, revealing the woman behind the glamorous image. Ivana wasn't just a businesswoman and author. She also made several media appearances in April 1988. She and Donald appeared together on The Oprah Winfrey Show, followed by an appearance on the BBC's Wogan in May 1988. After their divorce, Ivana was interviewed by Barbara Walters for BBC's 2020. This interview led to Donald cutting off her alimony payments and announcing his intention to sue her for monetary damages in 1992. Ivana returned to The Oprah Winfrey Show with a powerful message: "I will not let men dominate me anymore." This appearance resonated with many, showcasing her resilience and independence. Ivana even dipped her toes into Hollywood, making a cameo in the 1996 film The First Wives Club. Her memorable line, "Ladies, you have to be strong and independent. And remember, don't get mad." Get Everything became iconic. In 2006, Ivana hosted a reality TV special titled Ivana Young Man on the Oxygen Network. In this reality dating program, she helped a wealthy middle-aged woman find a younger partner. 4 years later, she appeared in the UK television series Celebrity Big Brother 7, where she placed 7th. Ivana Trump's post-divorce years were marked by a series of ventures that showcased her versatility and resilience, from fashion and business to writing and media. She continued to reinvent herself, proving that she was much more than just an ex-wife of a famous businessman. Riccardo Mazzucchelli, after her divorce from Donald Ivana, sought new beginnings in 1991. She found companionship with Italian entrepreneur Riccardo Mazzucchelli. Their romance was filled with grand gestures, like the time Riccardo filled a room with roses after a lunch date, despite an initial proposal with a lavish 10-carat diamond ring. Ivana declined, however, 3 years later. Riccardo proposed again with a stunning Burmese sapphire, and this time Ivana said yes. Their union in 1995 seemed promising, but it lasted only 20 months. Despite Riccardo's claims of deep affection and dedication, their marriage faced challenges. Riccardo asserted he had given Ivana more than Donald ever did, highlighting his efforts in their relationship. However, their marital troubles didn't end with their separation. Ivana sued Riccardo for $15 million, citing a breach of their confidentiality agreement. Although the details of their legal dispute remained undisclosed, they eventually reached an out-of-court settlement. This brought an end to their contentious battle. Tragically, Riccardo Mazzucchelli passed away in 2017 at the age of 74. Leaving behind a legacy marked by his entrepreneurial pursuits and his brief marriage to Ivana. Ivana Trump's life was filled with high-profile marriages and public scrutiny. Despite the drama and challenges, she remained resilient and continued to thrive professionally and personally. Count Roberto Gaetani, in the summer of 1997, Ivana Trump began dating Italian aristocrat Count Roberto Gaetani dell'Aquila d'Argona Lovati. Their relationship, which lasted until his tragic death in 2005, was full of intrigue and romance. Capturing the public's imagination, Roberto Gaetano was no ordinary count. His reputation as a jet-setting playboy preceded him, with Italian clippings describing him as a collector of girls. Ferraris and millions, he had a colorful past. including appearing in a film naked and challenging actor Mickey Rourke to a boxing match. Yet when Gaetani met Ivana Trump and Monte Carlo, he was ready to leave his Playboy days behind. He often insisted, "Now my life is just work." And work highlighting his transformation from a flamboyant youth to a serious businessman. Gaetani was the president of Ferrari of Long Island, a title that reflected his deep-rooted passion for luxury cars. His aristocratic heritage was rich with each of his names carrying a title Count Prince Duke. He even counted 2 popes among his ancestors. Despite his opulent background, Gaetani was remarkably down to earth, often lamenting the mundane struggles of everyday life, like navigating the notorious Cross-Bronx Expressway. Ivana and Rafredo's relationship was a blend of high romance and deep respect. Gaetani gifted Ivana a red Ferrari for her birthday, a gesture that symbolized both his wealth and his affection. He never disclosed its value, reflecting his gentlemanly discretion. This was a stark contrast to Ivana's previous marriage to Riccardo Mazzocchi, which ended amidst accusations of gold digging. Donald Trump, Ivana's ex-husband, approved of Gaetano, describing him as a high-quality guy. This endorsement was significant, given Trump's harsh dismissal of Mazzucchelli. The couple shared love for speed and elegance, shone through when Gaetani took Ivana to the Ferrari factory in Italy. There, she impressed everyone by driving the F1 car around the track at 200 miles per hour. Her skiing skills translating seamlessly to the racetrack. Gaetani proudly recounted how Ivana's performance wowed the test drivers, praising her control and precision. His death left a void, but the memories of their time together remained. His relationship with Ivana Trump was not just a romance, but a meeting of 2 worlds, each bringing their unique flair to a partnership that fascinated many, Rossano Rubicante. Ivana Trump's 4th and final marriage brought both joy and heartbreak. Ivana found herself drawn to Italian actor and entrepreneur Rossano Rubicante, who was significantly younger than her. Their romance blossomed quickly, and in April 2008, they married at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's opulent estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The wedding was grand, attended by the creme de la creme of society. Despite the glittering start, their marital bliss was short-lived. By 2009, just a year after their lavish wedding, Ivana and Rossano separated their relationship, however, did not end there. Over the next decade, they experienced a roller-coaster romance, marked by periods of being on and off in 2018. Ivana and Rossano even participated together on the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars, showcasing their dynamic, both on and off the dance floor. Their on-screen chemistry captivated viewers, but behind the scenes, their relationship was tumultuous. The frequent separations and reconciliations defined their love story, making headlines each time they were spotted together. In 2019, Ivana and Rossano split again. Ivana attributed the end of their relationship to the challenges of long distance. She admitted that their romance had simply reached its natural conclusion. Despite their separation, they maintained an enduring friendship. They were seen together as recently as July 2021, strolling arm in arm in Manhattan. Tragedy struck in October 2021. When Rossano Rubici passed away at the age of 49, his father, Claudio, revealed that Rossano had been battling liver cancer. However, it was a fatal accident that led to his untimely death. A vein burst in his lung, causing him to fall in the bathtub. Rossano's sudden death left Ivana devastated. Italian director Roberto Alessi, a close friend of Rossano, mentioned that there were rumors Ivana and Rossano were considering reconciliation, and even contemplating remarriage. Despite their complicated history, Ivana felt a profound loss with Rossano's passing. His death marked the end of a significant chapter in Ivana's life, leaving her to navigate the complexities of grief and solitude. Ivana's own demise came closely on the heels of Rossano's passing. On July 14, 2022, Ivana was found dead at the bottom of the stairs in her East 64th Street Manhattan residence. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office determined that the 73-year-old's death resulted from blunt impact injuries to her torso sustained in an accidental fall. Nikki Haskell, a close friend of Ivana, shed light on Ivana's final year. She revealed that Ivana was profoundly affected by Rossano's death and had withdrawn from social life. Haskell noted that Ivana was overwhelmed with grief and also struggled with the fear of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ivana's anticipation for an upcoming trip to St. Pete contrasted sharply with her reality of seclusion and sorrow. During an interview on the Good Day New York morning show, Haskell shared candid insights into Ivana's struggles. She revealed that Ivana had not gone out or done anything in her last days. Haskell highlighted how Rossano's death had been a devastating blow to Ivana, underscoring the profound sense of loss and isolation she experienced. Photos captured her grief as she attended his memorial service, portraying a poignant image of a woman mourning the loss of her beloved husband. Healthy issues. Ivana Trump faced significant health challenges in her final months. In her later years, Ivana became increasingly reclusive, driven by a deep fear of contracting COVID-19. This fear kept her confined within her New York townhouse. Despite having a vibrant social circle that often beckoned her to engage more with the outside world, Ivana also grappled with significant mobility issues, especially discomfort in her hip, which severely hindered her ability to move freely and enjoy activities she once loved. Another friend, Zach Aram, recounted how Ivana's physical pain often kept her confined at home. She missed simple pleasures like dining out at her favorite restaurants, as the discomfort in her hip made it difficult for her to walk. The source of Ivana's mobility problems traced back to her days as a professional skier, a demanding career that took a toll on her body, over time adding to her physical woes. Ivana suffered a fall after tripping over someone's purse at a restaurant, which exacerbated her existing pain and added emotional strain. The loss of her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicante, further compounded Ivana's emotional burden. While Ivana denied experiencing depression, she confided in Haskell about her deep sadness following Rossano's passing. The emotional weight of losing Rossana was a heavy burden for Ivana, who had shared a tumultuous yet deeply affectionate relationship with him. Initial reports about Ivana Trump's death suggested natural causes as the New York Fire Department responded to a call about an individual experiencing cardiac arrest. However, the New York City Medical Examiner later disclosed that Ivana's death resulted from blunt impact injuries to her torso sustained from a fall down the stairs in her home. Her death was ultimately ruled an accident after Ivana's passing. Her personal aide and a cleaning lady attempted to reach her, but were unsuccessful. They sought help from a maintenance worker, who managed to open the door, only to discover Ivana's body beside a spilled cup of coffee. This tragic accident occurred despite friends' previous concerns about the safety of her staircase. Nikki Haskell described the staircase as treacherous, expressing fears about a potential accident. She even declined to stay at Ivana's residence due to the steepness of the stairs. Another visitor noted the lack of renovations and the worn carpeting on the staircase, which may have contributed to Ivana's fall net worth. Ivana Trump left behind a substantial estate, valued at $34 million. Her will stipulated that the majority of her assets should be divided among her 3 children, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. She also designated specific properties for friends and attempted to leave another to her ex-husband, Rosanna Rubicondi, who predeceased her notably. Her wealthier former spouse, Donald Trump, did not receive any inheritance. The most significant asset in Ivana's estate was her townhouse in New York City, just a half block from Central Park. Her heirs are currently attempting to sell it with an asking price of $26.5 million, while it's uncertain whether they will achieve this amount. The proceeds from the sale will be evenly distributed among Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, as specified in Ivana's will for the Trump children. The anticipated sum from the townhouse sale holds significant value. Although their father, Donald Trump, has been willing to provide financial support, he has been reluctant to relinquish substantial portions of his $3.2 billion empire. Forbes estimated in 2019 that Don Jr. and Eric were each worth approximately $25 million, while Ivanka's net worth was around $375 million, largely due to her fashion brand and marriage into another affluent family. Since then, the trio has divested their 7.5% stakes in the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., resulting in each of them cashing out over $10 million. One significant beneficiary of Ivana's will, aside from her children, is Dorothy Curry. Curry devoted decades of her life to working for the Trump family, starting as a nanny. Ivana Trump described her as having a sparkle in her eye, and plenty of nervous energy in her book, Raising Trump Curry. A devoutly religious woman would kneel by the Trump children's beds each night, teaching them prayers that their mother didn't know in English. Despite Ivana's admission in her 2017 book that religion didn't play a large role in her life, she appreciated that her children grew up with a connection to faith over time. Curry transitioned from being a nanny to becoming Ivana's assistant, maintaining a close bond with the family throughout the years. Despite residing in a middle-class apartment building in Queens, Curry received a Florida condo valued at over $1 million, according to online real estate services. Additionally, Ivana's will designated that Curry should inherit Ivana's Yorkshire Terrier, Tiger Trump. Ivana's generosity toward Curry reflects the deep connection she had with her, considering her a part of the Trump family. Eric Trump described Curry as his second mother in his mother's book, recalling their close relationship nurtured since his infancy, even spending time together in Curry's native Ireland. Eric Trump has taken on the responsibility of managing the estate and overseeing its distribution after being appointed as his mother's personal representative. The will stipulates that if Eric is unable to fulfill his duties, the responsibility would then fall to Ivana's accountant. The estate also includes overseas properties. Ivana initially intended to leave a property in Saint-Tropez, France, to her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicondi, but this provision lapsed. Following Rubicondi's reported death in 2021, another Saint-Tropez property was bequeathed to her friend, Evelyn Galaho. Although the nature of their relationship, or Galaho's identity, remains unclear. Representatives for the Trump organization did not respond to inquiries about it. Ivana also allocated a portion of her estate to charity. She instructed that all her clothing be donated to the American Red Cross and the Salvation Army, with one exception, her furs. The proceeds from selling her furs were to benefit her 3 children. These instructions are documented in records filed in Miami-Dade County, Florida. Although Ivana divided her time between Miami in the winter, Saint-Tropez in the summer, and New York City in the fall and spring, She designated Florida a state with no income tax as her official residence. This decision mirrors that of Donald Trump and their 3 children, who also reside in the Sunshine State, given the substantial size of Ivana's assets. The Trump family is required to file a federal estate tax return, while the IRS permits a tax-free inheritance of up to $12 million. Any amount exceeding this threshold incurs taxation of up to 40%. Assuming Ivana's estate amounts to $34 million. The estate taxes could reach as high as $8.7 million in her will. Ivana specified that her assets should cover these taxes. Ivana Trump's life was a mix of glamour, hardship, and resilience from her beginnings in Czechoslovakia to her rise as a businesswoman. Her story is one of survival and success. Despite the ups and downs, Ivana's legacy endures through her children and the impact she made on those around her. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Ivana Trump's remarkable life. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Don't forget to turn on notifications.